What's going on, party people? Hello and happy Monday. It is Monday, and you know what today is. On Mondays, all roads lead to book club. So you know what to do as you are logging on. Let us know what city, what state, and or what country you are logging in from. And I need all of you to let me know if we've got a clear signal today. I believe we got a clear signal today. We want to make sure that it's thumbs up, because we don't want those issues we had last week. All right, you guys. So I see Mississippi is in the house. This is the time right now that we actually, let's go ahead and sharing is caring. Let's take the link that you used and let's make sure that we give it to other people so that they can get on. All right. So hold on. Let me turn this volume down so that it doesn't blast you guys. Right. But let me go ahead back to my YouTube link. Let me get this link, and I am going to send this out so that we can get more people to join with us, because we want everyone to grow with us, right? I'm going to let people know we are live. I'm going to put this in a few of my chats. If you give me a second, and as you're logging on, we know what to do. We need you all to put in the comments those hashtags, right? Those hashtags, you're going to see them on the screen in 1 second. Book Talk, BookTube, and Good Reads. All right, we want you to put those hashtags in the comments for us. And we need to be putting those hashtags in the comments, because what it does is it will draw other people who enjoy reading, or maybe don't enjoy reading, All right, feel free to join us. All right, so we're going to make sure that we are sharing this link out with some people. I want to make sure that everybody knows that book club is live and that we don't leave anybody out the loop who wants to grow and learn, okay? Who wants to grow and learn. So as you're logging on, let's put those hashtags in the comments: Book Talk, BookTube, and Good Reads. And let's also make sure that we've shared this. And then as you're logging on, let us know what city, what state, and what country or what country you are logging in from. I'm trying to post this in one more spot, y'all, and I can't find it. 1 second. There we go. Here. And we're going to post it here, because we want everybody, and we want everybody on here with us, right? We don't want anybody to miss out on book club, so that we're learning and we're growing together. We want everybody. We don't want anybody missing out on book club, so that we are learning and growing together. All right. So I see South Carolina is in the house. We've got Delaware, Carol, and my mom B are on the line. I see Sally Isaac all the way from South Carolina. So glad that you are here with us. All right, y'all. So we are reading the Motivation Manifesto by BRENDON BURCHARD. And I want to tell you that there's a long time that I didn't really enjoy reading, right? There was a long time of my life, and I was listening to people and asking the right questions, like, well, I want to earn more income. I want to make more money. I want to have more influence. And what I learned is that everyone had the same response. Paul, you remember, they all said it was personal growth and development. You need to read, because leaders are readers. And anytime you have a desire to increase your influence or increase your impact, that means that you desire to lead. And the first person that you got to be able to lead is yourself. The first person that you got to be able to lead is you. Well, then leaders are readers, and you've got to be able to lead you. So that's one of the reasons why I really started to say, okay, you know what? I got to figure out a way to enjoy books. Well, not only did I realize that as I began to grow my income, my impact, and influence, I started really investing in personal growth and development through podcasts, through videos, through seminars, through workshops, and through books. I realized that I had a love for the information, right? But I had a love more so for the application of the information, because knowledge is not power, but applied knowledge is. And then I realized that I have a gift. And the gift that I have is to help you get into the mind of the reader, or understand the mind of the author of the books. So I have a gift that helps you enjoy reading more. Does that make sense, right? And I have a gift that helps you to understand what the author is actually trying to say in the book. And so reading is so important, and book club in this community is so important, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. So leaders are readers. You cannot pour from an empty cup, nor will you ever earn more than you learn. It's just not going to happen. And so that is why Mondays are so important. Book club is so important. And I try as hard as possible not to miss a Monday. So we are reading, like I said, the Motivation Manifesto, 9 Declarations to Claim Your Personal Power by BRENDON Burchard. If you're just logging on, make sure you let us know where you are logging in from. And also make sure you're giving us those hashtags, book talk, booktube, and good reads. Make sure that we're continuously putting those hashtags in the comments, and share this with somebody that you love, know, love, like, and trust, that you care about. We're reading declaration number 4. We shall advance with abandon. Cowards die many times before their deaths, but the valiant never taste of death but once. Cowards die many times before their deaths, but the valiant never taste of death but once. That is William Shakespeare. Now, let me tell you what my interpretation of that is. Cowards die many times before deaths, but the valiant never taste of death but once. My interpretation of what Shakespeare was saying here is, you know, people that are always whining and always complaining about stuff that's happening in their lives, the cowards who are dying many times before the real death. Like, the thing that really, like, I'm really beginning to think about is, we're more afraid of things that we should not be afraid of. But the real things that should cause us fear, we're not afraid of. And so it says the valiant never taste of death but once, because a real winner, a true person who just makes a decision that no matter what happens, they keep on going, they don't die until they die. But there are a lot of people that are walking this earth right now that are the walking dead. They're literally the walking dead. They're alive, but they're not alive. They're here. They're here, but they're not present. And that's what this means. Cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant never taste of death but once. And or not maybe even physical death, but no matter what, like things that have happened, we take it on the chin and you keep on going. So as we overcome fear and defeat our internal demons, must recalibrate our entire mindset toward advancement. Y'all type the word advancement in the comments, because this says we shall advance with abandon. As a matter of fact, let's see what the word advance actually means. All right, let's see what the word advance actually means. Let me go to the here we go. Definition of advance. What is the definition of advance? The definition of advance means to move forward in a purposeful way. See, most of us would say the word advance means to move forward, but the word advance means to move forward in a purposeful way. That means intentional. When you're seeking to advance, right, Tedra? When we're seeking to advance, it has to be intentional. Because this word advance says make forward, to move forward in a purposeful way. It means to make or cause or to make progress for a forward movement, a development or improvement. So there's no way that we literally could say that we're trying to get better, or no, because that's the problem. We say the word try, and the word try actually kind of lets us off the hook. Because when a person says, well, I mean, I'll give it a try, then that really means that they're not really trying, because they're actually giving themselves room to fail. You know, there's a slogan that the sneaker company says, be like Nike, just do it. And I've watched some of the greats like Michael Jordan Just do it. You know, they claim he had the flu and he still played during the championship game. And guess what, y'all? I'm not here to debate. He's not here to defend himself, right? So was it the flu? Right? But we knew something was going on. He wasn't well. He wasn't himself, but he still showed up. And guess what, y'all? Gave it his 100. And every day, there is no way that we could say that, I think about people who tell me, well, I want to earn $25,000 a month. I want to earn $10,000 a week. And the first question that I ask oftentimes, Paul, is, have you ever earned $10,000 a week? Have you ever earned $25,000 a month? Because if you've never earned $10,000 a week, if you've never earned $25,000 a month, guess what? You don't even know what it takes to do it. So you're saying, I want to earn $10,000 a week, but then you come up with all of these reasons. I won't even say the word excuses. You'll come up with all of these reasons as to why you couldn't make the training, or you couldn't get the assignment done, or you didn't do this, or you didn't do that, and I didn't complete that, and I didn't do that, and all because this was happening. Oh, I had a headache. Oh, I had this to do. See, real valiant people, they never taste of death but once. Valiant people don't make excuses or reasons. They just figure it out. I don't know, Paul, how I get all that I get done. I don't know. But what I do know is I don't even think about it. I just do it. And so the book says, so this says we shall advance with abandon. So if we're going to advance, it says that we're going to move forward in a purposeful way, in an intentional way. Y'all type in the word intentional. Let's see what the word abandon means, because something tells me, because let's be for real. How many of you would have even taken the time to break down the words in the title of the chapter? That's why book club is so important, because you wouldn't have. Don't even, I would, no, you wouldn't have. No, you wouldn't have. Because we need to know what we're reading, because we think we know these words. So the definition of abandon, listen to this, is to cease to support or look after someone. Abandon means to give up completely a course of action, a practice, or a way of thinking. So that is the abandon that we're looking at right now. Abandon means to give up completely a course of action, a practice, or a way of thinking. So we shall advance, we shall move forward purposefully, intentionally, listen, after having given up completely our course of action, our practice, the way we're practicing every day right now, and our way of thinking. Because this chapter says we shall advance with abandon, meaning that you're reading this saying that I am willing right now to abandon the course of action I'm on, what I'm practicing now, and the way that I think. Ooh, Paul, let me know if the numbers go down. Let me know if the people hang up right now. Because see, we just was reading this. And here's the thing. Here's the thing, y'all. Here's the thing. Y'all still with me? Are y'all still with me? Everybody still there? Y'all still breathing? Y'all still breathing? Here's the thing. Whether or not we knew what this really meant, because maybe we would not have taken the time to define the words, to know what this really means, we are held accountable. And now we're held accountable for what we know. You're saying my declaration, 9 declarations to claim my personal power. And declaration number 4, Dr. Dunn, is that I'm going to advance with abandon, that I'm going to move forward purposely, leaving behind the way I act, the way I think, and what's on my agenda, the way I'm practicing, the way I'm living every day. And we're on the title. We're on the title. As we overcome fear and defeat our internal demons, we must recalibrate our entire mindset toward advancement. How many of you, including me, how many of you see these two words totally different now? Because before we could even go into the chapter, we had to recalibrate our entire mindset toward even advancement, because advancement is definitely not what we thought advancement was. Can I get an amen? Can I get a whoop whoop? Ours must become a life of courageous action and perpetual progress. That's what the book says. And the definition of the words. The majority of the world's people are not advancing at the speed of which they are capable. How many of you would agree that we are not advancing at the speed of which we are capable? Because we overthink. We move too slow. We keep thinking we got a ton of time. It might mean that you got to get up earlier, stay up later. We're too comfortable. You know, I'm watching people that say what they want, be way too comfortable. And in the last 30 days, I've probably acquired 15 new skill sets in the last 30 days. Because I know that in order for me to have what I don't already have, I've got to be willing to do what I have not been doing. And this book is saying, abandon. What is the definition of abandon? We got to keep that one right there. Abandon is to give up complete. Wait a minute, Paul. Not just to give up. It's just to give it up completely. Your course of action, that means what you're doing right now, the way you're practicing, and your way of thinking. Because how you're thinking right now is gotten you where you are. And maybe it's been good, but that's the problem. It's just been good. It's not been great. There's always more. And how we're thinking has gotten us where we are. How many years of schooling got you where you are? How many years of this got you where you are? So why have I acquired all of these new skill sets in the last 30 days? Because what I've learned in 2024, Paul, got me through 2024. Now, what do I do to now go through the vortex? Because, I mean, the rest of the world looks like it's going through a vortex, especially with this administration in place. Every day there's something. And because every day there's something, I'm just going to say this. If you sitting around with a bunch of time to watch TV, something is wrong. Because I am taking that time to learn new things, because I had to give up completely my course of action, my practice, and my way of thinking. Anybody with me? We ain't even get through the first page of these 2 paragraphs. The majority of the world's people are not advancing at the speed of which they are capable. They have not sought self-mastery. There it is. I didn't even know that was coming in the book, Paul. But the problem is you're not seeking self-mastery because you're waiting for somebody to tell you what to do. You're not seeking self-mastery. And so they lack the personal power to direct their energies. Ain't nobody telling me what to do. I'm just saying, okay, let me figure out how to do this. Let me figure out how to do this. Well, let me do this. Well, I'm going to sell my clothes. Well, I'm going to do this. Well, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. Yes, because I'm not waiting for someone to tell me what to do. I'm watching the world around me thinking, I need to learn how to do that. I need to learn how to do that. Well, I'm stepping out of my comfort zone. Now I'm doing a Bible study. And many of you will say, well, you're already teaching, but I'm not teaching the word of God. Not in that capacity, not in that way. I'm literally setting up my own ticket streams, setting up my own registration links, setting up my own. Now, how can people check in? We are not seeking self-mastery because you're comfortable, because it's been good. Because we're so smart. But in order to move forward, we have to abandon all that we know, abandon all that we are, abandon all that. Abandon. Let it go. 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 This says, give up completely your course of action, your practice, or your way of thinking. If you're comfortable every day, sorry, that ain't it. That ain't it. So wrong thinking and weak wills are preventing them from extending themselves fully toward their dreams. It is like watching a cheetah stroll lazily all its life, never powerfully stretching and leaping at the staggering speed within its potential. You know what's amazing, Paul? Most people can see all this potential. They could tell everybody else what they need to do. They need to be doing such and such, and they need to be doing this, and they need to be doing that. And I don't know why they ain't doing X, Y, and Z, and but they can't look in the mirror and tell themselves what you need to be doing. To reclaim our power, we must seek an immediate shift. A what kind of shift? An immediate shift in our belief about how influential we can be in shaping, let me move this, in shaping our reality. We must understand that nothing in life, including our circumstances or potential, is fixed. Nothing. You know, it's so funny, Paul. I remember I used to be one of those people that used to sit around thinking, and they need to do this, and they need to do that, and they need to do, and you know what I realized? Looking at what everybody else needed to do wasn't helping me. So now what I spend my time doing is trying to figure out what can Nina do to advance Nina. Paul says I've never like that. But what I mean is, this is what I mean. You know how you could sit in a church service? Because I'm always looking at myself, y'all, always looking at how can I fix me? How can I be better? But you know how you'll sit in church service and you'll hear something that the pastor says, and you'll be like, that sure is Sister Susie. Oh, that sure is. You're sitting on trainings, and let's just say you're in a business like we are, and you're thinking about all the people that are not on the training, that are not hearing it. What are you getting for yourself? So what I'm saying by that is, I no longer sit around ever just thinking about how something should be affecting someone else, because I'm too busy trying to advance with abandon. Does this make sense? We must understand that nothing in life, including our circumstances or potential, is fixed. Nothing is fixed. Like, did you know that you really can get up from where you are? Like, you really can get up from where you are. You can get up. You don't like the way you look? You know that you can change that. Nothing is fixed. Instead, we must believe that we can bend reality to our own preferences, crafting the lives that we desire through disciplined learning and initiative. Lord have mercy. This is so powerful. Y'all, I don't know. We might have to walk through this chapter a little slow, because most of this chapter is in yellow for me. Because remember, and I'm going to tell y'all something. I read this book many years ago and don't remember reading the book. You know why? Because it was for this season. And sometimes that's just like with the Bible. Not every part of the Bible seems to suit you at a specific time of your life. Sometimes it's for later. So when you go to church and the pastor preach something, or you're in a training and you feel like, well, I don't need that right this moment. You know, I'm already doing that. And that's the way that you receive it too. Guess what? You just stunted your own growth, because we don't know when we're going to need it. The reality of it is, it says we can bend reality to our own preferences, crafting the lives that we desire through disciplined learning and initiative. Now, that's the problem. I just cussed. See, most people don't mind the learning part. Oh, they'll learn the information, or at least they'll hear it and take notes. Right, Miss Gloria said, now this chapter is fire. It's the initiative part, Paul, Tedra, Gloria, that most people have a problem with. We mustn't, oh my goodness, we mustn't wait for permission or perfect timing any longer. Y'all, there is no perfect timing. The time is now. As a matter of fact, if you haven't started, you're late. You're late. We mustn't wait for permission or perfect timing any longer. Instead, we must be courageous and self-reliant. It's so funny, Tedra, that I said this on our team's training on Saturday night. Stop waiting for me. Like, we have to move. We cannot sit around waiting for something to happen. We have to move. Do we see what's happening in the world? Like, we can't wait. We have to move. This is, we must move with reliance, moving forward at a moment's notice. Listen to this. Instead, we must be courageous and self-reliant, moving forward at a moment's notice. You know what's wrong with some of y'all? Let me tell y'all, Paul, some people going to miss wealth. Let me tell you why they're going to miss wealth. Because they got to think about it. Well, let me go see. Let me think about it. I'm going to get back to you. Okay. And while you're thinking about it and getting back to me, somebody else done already met the mark. Somebody else done already answered the call. Somebody else done already said, yeah, Nina, I'm in. Let me think about it. Hold on a minute. Success is not waiting for you to talk to your spouse. I'm sorry. See, my husband trusts me enough to know that if I make the decision, I make the decision. And let me throw this one out there, wives. Y'all lying on your husbands. You're lying on your husbands because you don't know how to make a decision on your own. Oh, let me ask them. And then you go ask the husband, and the husband is like, well, what was she waiting on me for? Paul, no, I better not wait on him. Why would I miss an opportunity waiting on him to call me back, waiting on him to text me back? You're the problem, ladies. You're the problem. Not him, but you're blaming him. You're the problem. That one was for free. I don't know why the Holy Ghost had me say that, but you are the problem. Because success ain't waiting for you. And if you're wondering why you're not having the kind of success that you want to have, that you say you want to have, it's because you think too much. You're here. Success moves like this. It waits for nobody. It moves like the speed of light. So you're the problem. It's okay. No, it's Paige. I gave it to Paige, but it's okay. Right? Yeah, but she been unbusted it. Right? Listen to what the book says. Instead, we must be courageous and self-reliant, moving forward at a moment's notice. At a moment. Success. Let me tell y'all something about success. Let me tell you something about most of my successful times and movements in my life. They didn't come with planning. It was like, hey, Nina, you need to be here. When? Today? When? Tomorrow? There was no time for me to say, hey, Paul, what you think about? Hold on, I'm going to call you back. No. Okay, let me just figure out some things. I'm going to call you right back. Because all I needed to do was figure out the circumstances on how I was going to manage everything else behind. Because the book says, instead, we must be courageous and self-reliant, moving forward at a moment's notice. We must see struggle as positive and necessary for our growth and ability to innovate and serve. And we must know all that we need is accessible in the now. Everything we need is accessible in the what? In the now. Y'all put now in the comments. There is an abundance in this world to be had, and everything we need to begin the great quest toward a free and filling life is already where? Within us. It's already where? It's within us. Whoa, this is so good. Should we live from these beliefs, then we shall reach levels of motivation and happiness undreamed of by the timid masses. Our challenge is that we have been conditioned to believe the opposite of these things, that bold action or swift progress is somehow dangerous or reckless. But a certain degree of insanity and recklessness is necessary to advance or innovate anything, to make any new or remarkable or meaningful contributions. Life is not rigid. It's not. And I will say, I thank God that I have space in my life for spontaneity. I have space in my life for it. No, I don't always like that some things are spontaneous, but it doesn't matter, because those spontaneous things have always yielded me a huge return. I'll never forget the day that we got a message saying, hey, Nehemiah Davis, y'all know that he's a multi-millionaire here in Atlanta from Philadelphia, younger than me. He's as old as my middle son. I don't think, is he Rashid's age? No, Julian's age. He's younger than Rashid, right? 37. Okay, the same age, right? My son's age. Old enough to be my son. Still young enough to be my son. We got a message that said, hey, he said, bring Paige to the birthday party on a Sunday. Well, I didn't really feel like going. I'm going to tell y'all that I didn't feel like going. But aside from my feelings, I was like, well, you know what? Let's go ahead and go. Paige will enjoy herself. It was hot that day. Let's take her to the pool, blah, blah, blah. We go to this gathering, and Paul was out there talking to a couple of people outside. Paige was doing her thing in the pool. And I was walking around because I didn't really want to be there. And y'all also know that I'm really like an introvert. So because I'm an introvert, I was a little uncomfortable, because I was like, well, let me figure out who I'm going to go talk to, because I'm an extroverted introvert. It wasn't my environment. And although I knew some of the people, I was trying to figure out how I fit into that world of all of these younger creatives. Does this make sense? Because I was probably one of the oldest people there. Okay? So as the day, looking younger than most of them. However, as the day was progressing, they started playing spades. And it opened the door, because here's what I know. I may not be this, these people are earning millions in weeks and months. And, you know, these kids are like running circles around us, right? And I love it, because that's the environment you want to be in. You want to be in an environment where people are doing better than you. But the one thing I knew I was good at was spades. It opened the door. Now, had I not allowed the spontaneity, had I not been spontaneous enough to say, even though I don't feel like going, and I don't really, I don't know that environment, I don't know those people, but I'm going to go. Had I not put myself in the place, we wouldn't have some of the connections that we have today. I wouldn't have had the speaker that I had at my vision experience. Some of y'all, I wouldn't have spoken on another person's vision experience online. Maybe some of y'all not understand. I would not have the connection of the master connector. Maybe y'all like, and they FaceTime me, they call me, they invite me to things, and they're plugging me with other people. Had I not been spontaneous, so all of that, I don't feel like this, let me think about, okay. You don't know how that might be the one thing that gives you the network or the connection that you need. Keep it up. How many things you gonna miss out on? And it might be slow and it might be fast, because it wasn't that fast for us. But now, and the thing is, guess what, y'all? It costs to be in those networks too. It's an investment. Aunt Carol, it's an investment in your time. It's an investment in your money. Let me tell y'all, so the young lady, the Master Connector, she's having her event in March. And it's a little more expensive. right? This go around is a little because she's had her keynote featured person is mega. It's Eric Thomas, ET, who y'all know that I know. And I went ahead and got my ticket, and I was like, let me go retail. I said, let me go retail some stuff so I could get my ticket to get it out of the way. I didn't want it to come out of my household income. Does that make sense? Because I know the importance of being in the room with these TikTok executives. And yeah, you think you want to be around the celebrities? No, that you know and see? No, those are not the people that you want to be around. You don't want to just sit around the Nehemiahs and all of that, even though, yeah, they're great. You want to figure out who are these other executives, who are these people in the rooms? You want to go and network. I am a creator. Why would I not want to meet the executives of TikTok? Does this make any sense? And I said, I'm going. I didn't even really look at the date. It doesn't matter. I'm going to plan thank you, Holy Ghost. I'm going to plan my life around the event. Oh, some of y'all going to catch that. See, because I know that it's so important for where I'm going to be at that event. I'm going to plan my life around the event. Okay, some of y'all going to catch that. Meaning there will be nothing that comes up that keeps me from going to that event because everything else will have to go around that event because it's that important to be there. Does that make sense? So even the Bible study that I just had, Nicole was in the room. And guess what? Nicole didn't know that I had met another young lady. Another young lady has been looking for me all over Instagram. We met at Nehemiah's Christmas party. We talked about my hair. We talked about the hair products. She was looking. She said, I have been looking all over social media for you. She said, when Nicole told me to come to this Bible study, she didn't tell me who it was. I just came because Nicole said come. She walked in the door. Constance walked in the door. She said she wanted to cry because she knew that God had led her there because she was looking for me all over social media. So let's rewind, Paul. Let's rewind. Let's rewind. Let's rewind. Let's rewind. Let's rewind. Had we not been spontaneous that day, took Paige to the kids' pool party, I would not have played spades. I would not have then gotten invited to all of the other spades events where I would have met Nicole, the master investor. Then the master investor would not have been at my Bible study. As a matter of fact, would I have even had a Bible study had I not known the master connector? See, do you understand how strategic the pieces are that go together for them times that you be like, well, I don't feel like it. I ain't let me think about it. What if I had said I wasn't going because I didn't feel like it? Constance, come on. What is your no hindering someone else from doing or having or being or becoming? Because had we not gone to that pool party, Paul, Constance wouldn't have walked into that room on Saturday. Somebody gonna catch it. Somebody gonna catch it. So I'm not fussing y'all. Y'all know I'm just super passionate. And right now I'm like, this is crazy. And that was a year ago that we went to the pool party. That led to the spades games. That led to me being in a chat with all of these millionaires and billionaires and trillionaires about the game of spades. That led to the meeting room that we were in on Saturday. What is your no costing you? What is your lack of the ability to just move? What is it costing you? What is your overthinking costing you? This is when we get sober. Stop thinking about this for somebody else. What is it costing you? Because the word abandon, we on page 2, y'all. It is 6:39 and we ain't got through 2 pages of this book. So you can already see what this chapter is fitting to do to us. Thank you, Zara. Should we live from these beliefs, then we shall reach levels of motivation and happiness undreamed of by the timid masses. Our challenge is that we have been conditioned to believe the opposite of these things, that bold action or swift progress is somehow dangerous or reckless. But what great thing was ever accomplished without a little recklessness? What great thing? What great thing has ever been accomplished without a little recklessness? Michael Jordan would not be the person that he is today had he not played that game as sick as he was. Now, was it reckless that he did it? Yes, it was. But the book says, what great thing was ever accomplished without a little recklessness? So why are you trying to be black and white in a box? It's going to cost you. It's going to feel crazy. It's not going to make you feel good. Clean your closet later. Wash the clothes later. Stop missing these opportunities because I got to do a load of laundry. Get up earlier and do it. Like I'm trying to tell you. So-called recklessness was required for the extraordinary to happen. Crossing the oceans, ending slavery. Do you think that it was average or regular that Harriet Tubman did what she did? What if she had a thought twice? What if Rosa Parks had a thought twice about getting them out of that seat? Would you have the liberties that you have today? We got on a bus in Costa Rica. We were at the waterfalls and we got on the bus to go back up to the top because we walked halfway and then the bus comes and gets you the rest of the way. Because I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I don't know if we would have made it all the way up to okay. Because I'm still feeling it right now today in my legs and in my core, and I've been doing these crunches and I'm feeling it, right? But I say all that to say is when we got on the bus, I said, sit in the front of the bus. To all my family, I was like, don't go to the back of the bus. I said, because Martin Luther King fought for the right for us to sit in the front of this bus. Rosa Parks fought for the right for us to have equal rights. They was like, well, the party's in the back of the bus. I said, that's what they taught you to believe. I said, but the elite are in the front. Sit in the front of the bus. That's what I told them. Unless you got an assigned seat in the back, sit your behind in the front of the bus. For extraordinary to happen, crossing the oceans, ending slavery, rocketing man into space, building skyscrapers, decoding the gnome, starting new businesses, and innovating entire industries. It is reckless to try something that has never been done, to move against convention, to begin before all conditions are good and preparations are perfected. Here's the thing. This says to move against convention. The convention that you're going to have to move against is your own. It's your own. You got to move against the thing that wants you to stay where you are, to stay who you are. Because this chapter says that you shall advance, that you shall move forward intentionally with abandon. Saying that you're going to stop what you're doing the way you're doing it and your mindset. That's what this chapter says. To begin before all conditions are, you can't wait till it's perfect. But the bold know that to win, one must first begin. That is some bars right there. To win, you got to begin. To win, you got to begin. To win, you got to begin. And here's the deal. If you don't change, you will attract who you are. So when you're wondering, well, why these people act like, because you do. You just think you don't. The law of attraction doesn't lie. We attract who and what we are. Period. You just got good at masking yours. But the bold page in there like, but the bold know that to win, one must first begin. They also deeply understand that a degree of risk is inevitable. Risk is inevitable. You know what's crazy? Risk is inevitable in investing. Risk is inevitable in business. Risk is inevitable in driving your car. Risk is inevitable in walking to the store, going to the gym, going up the steps, taking an elevator, and taking a plane. All of life is a risk. All of life. Driving a car, riding a bike, riding the train, whatever. Getting in a boat, going up in an elevator, escalator, going to school, going to work. Like, all of it is a risk. All of life is a risk. And the reality of it is, but they also understand that this degree, a degree of risk is inevitable and it's necessary. Should there be any real reward? So if you want a real reward, you have to do what? Know that the risk is inevitable and it's necessary. Yes, any plunge into the unknown is reckless, but that's where the treasure lies. The treasure is not in what you're doing right now. The treasure is in the unknown. So people people ask, there are some people that are like, oh my God, Nina, you're making hats and and I'm like, yep, because I'm gonna learn how to do it all. I'm gonna learn how to do it all. Because I'm like, I told Paul, and he was like, you paid what? So about 2.5 years ago, I bought a hat from a young lady and I paid $150 for a baseball cap. Now, what most people don't understand is I didn't know at the time. I thought I was going to try to duplicate it at that point because I said it'll be my first and last time paying $150 for a baseball cap. Maybe some of y'all going to catch what I'm saying. I said it'll be my first and my last time paying that $150 for the baseball cap with all these beautiful stones. And I mean, it's amazing. It's gorgeous. And all 2.5 years later, I was like, I'm going to do my hat because, I'm an Eagles fan and the game is coming up. And I was like, I don't want to pay $150 for a hat. I'll just make my own. Now, the investment of time and learning, the skill set necessary to learn. I'm going to learn how to do it. Yup. So that I can charge $150. Or maybe I'll charge $125. Does it make sense? Because I bought it. Yeah, I paid it. Because I bought it so that I can learn how to make my own. Does this make sense? Now it's almost to the point, y'all. Let me tell y'all something. If I start sewing, it's a wrap. When I start sewing, it's a wrap. Paul, when I start sewing, when I get a sewing machine, I won't have no dining room table because that'll be my sewing station probably, right? When I get a sewing machine, it's a wrap. I don't care if this place turned into looking like a factory. I don't care because everything I do needs to produce a return. Does this make sense? I don't care if it don't. Right now, y'all, cords all over the place. Or all y'all see is the cute sofa and the plants behind me. You don't see the cords and the lights if this ain't even a living room anymore. Because I had to get out of my comfort zone because this was driving me crazy for a while. But I realized that this space would have just been sitting here making me no money anyway. Somebody gonna catch that. Lord have mercy. Somebody is going to catch that. And now this space, although there's cords everywhere and this makes us money. So do I care now? Nope. Let the cords be. Nope. See, that's the problem, that there's too many people who are stuck in what it's supposed to be. Because what it used to be, well, I ain't used to having all them cords all over the place. And okay. Oh, but you know what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's going to drive you crazy so to a point where you can't grow past it. So what? Yeah, everything used to have to be like in order. I'm like, I don't care no more. I don't care. Now, once I get to a certain kind of place, and but what I'm saying is, I hope you understand what I'm saying. Sadly, even intelligent conversations about success today are shrouding and limiting advice. Because how many people have lost all grand ambitions for change and greatness by heeding the advice of the realist? See, that's the problem. Y'all got too many realists around you. I am so grateful. I am so grateful, Paul, that everybody around us, all the people we in our network, they just as crazy as we are. And there is nothing that we would say. There is nothing that we would say to anybody in our network that would think it's there. They would never think it's crazy. Because we're around a bunch of people who just as crazy as we are. Just as crazy. You got to make sure that these conversations that you're having with people aren't coming with limiting advice. And from realist people that are they're realists, they live life safe. Stop asking for advice from people who live life in the safety zone, who don't have a desire to have more, to want more, to be more, to do more. Because I'm going to tell y'all, I know who to have conversations with. And I know who to not. If I called my peoples and said, I need to make $100,000 this month, they would be like, what we doing? Because they know that I would be willing to stay up all night and all day to get it done. What you willing to sacrifice? You say you want it, but you done got real comfortable. Downright comfortable. People are I've given people the roadmap, the play. Do this, say this, do this video, do this, do that, do that, do that, do that, do that, do that. And then I watch them do nothing. But I need to make some money. Do you really? In a week. Yeah, that's how crazy our people are. Because they actually mad at me because they think that I need to be doing big ticket stuff and not this little stuff. They feel like people should be paying me $10,000 and $20,000 to be in my space. Because that's how much knowledge I have. I'm past the $99. I'm past the give me $250. You know, it's amazing, Tedra. We had our vision experience, and I know that I'm gonna be done because I'm gonna be done. I'm gonna be done right here. We'll start here on page. We got paid down a page. We had our vision board experience, and there were people that I almost let some people who felt like the price was too high. And then I recently saw Pinky Cole hosting her vision experience for $2,000. And you know what I realized? I had because I almost, I know what I'm worth, right? But I almost let people who were around some realists make me believe that the price wasn't worth the value of what they were getting and or to be in the room. And then I saw Pinky's for $2,000. We charged $225. She charged $2,000, right? And I realized quickly, if a person thinks that the price is too high, they not your client. They don't belong in the room. Because her vision board experience is $2,000. And next year, the price will be higher. Next one, the price will be higher. Never, ever. What in the world? What the problem is, Nicole's networking event is like $300, right? Here's the thing, because she knows what she wants to attract. And if she can't attract people who are willing to spend $300, they don't belong in the room because they don't want to invest, not spend, but invest. Nehemiah says, that he invested like $100 and something thousand in his personal growth and development in the first 6 months of last year. In the first, yeah, in the year of 2024, Nehemiah Davis spent $400,000 on personal growth and development. He spent $400,000 on seminars and events, and $400,000. But do you know that what that $400,000 yielded him? The kind of return that you get when you invest in yourself. So y'all start saving up for December now. Start putting $50 away here, there. Because you need to be there. You need to be here. Some of you need to be flying in every month to come to Bible study. Be here for the weekend. Get around. Yeah. And he said he didn't spend enough. He said, I didn't spend enough. That's what he told us. And I didn't spend enough. And he spent $400,000. So I'm here to tell you that some of you got to get it. The problem, the mindset that you have is not really the people that are around you. It's you. You have to abandon, as this chapter says, who you are, what you do, and the way you think. But every first Saturday in the month, here in Atlanta, Georgia, at 11 a.m., we have a women's Bible study. You need to be here. Plan to be here and be here for the weekend. I promise you. Because what the Lord has given me from Saturday, God just wanted, you know what God wanted to, he wanted to know, he wanted to see if I was going to do it. Because Paul will tell you, ever since Saturday, my brain has been like big, like a pinball machine. Like a pinball. My brain has been like this, and I want to do this, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do this, we're going to do this, and we're going to do this. And it was just the beginning. All the Lord wanted to see was I going to obey? Don't miss. And the fact that I'm not even charging and fed the people. Like, fed the people. It wasn't like, Tedra will tell you, there wasn't like just refreshments. There was like food. I'm sure Paul got video of it somewhere. We'll post it for you. So so some people don't believe until they see it, like doubting Tom. I pray that this book impacts your life the way that it's impacting mine. And I already know, because of all of the yellow markings I have in this chapter, and the lines and the ink marks I already know that there's no way that we're going to come out of this chapter, just this chapter, the same. So let's make sure that we're inviting people to the book club, even though they're going to get a pow, a jab, uppercut. Let's make sure we're inviting people to this book club, because this book right here and this chapter specifically, this is going to help us to literally go through the vortex. Okay. So make sure that you're following me on all social media platforms. Make sure that you are subscribed to this YouTube. I hope that you are all subscribed so you don't miss this. Yep. Bridget was there. Bridget Jackson was there on Saturday. She said, yes, it was a full lunch and people took food home. All right. Because I was like, take this home. I pray that this book is literally doing everything that it says it's going to do. And that is 9 declarations to claim your personal power. So yes, please, one more time, put them hashtags put those hashtags down there, Book Talk, BookTube, and Goodreads, and then subscribe to this channel. Then you want to follow me on Instagram at The Real Nina Moorer. Follow me on Instagram. My name is pretty much the same. The only reason why it's The Real Nina Moorer on Instagram is because somebody stole my other one, right? Hacked my other one. Follow me on Facebook at Nina Rochelle Moorer, right? And then you want to make sure you're following me on TikTok at Nina Moorer, right? The Wellness Queen. You'll either see me as the Wellness Queen or you're going to see me as Nina Moorer. If you look that up on Facebook, it's the Nina Rochelle Moorer, not just the Nina Moorer. I have 2, but the Nina Rochelle Moorer is my main page on Facebook. I want you to be to have a great rest of your evening. Have an amazing week. right? No matter what's going on in the world around us, we decided, my team and I, our team and I, the business team decided that February 1st was the beginning of the year for us. We starting over, fresh start February. So I know that January was tough and we're not going to act like it wasn't. It was emotionally, it was like a roller coaster ride, right? And we're starting over. We pushed the reset button on February 1st. So we're giving you permission as well to push the reset button on February. We pushed it on February 1st for you. All right. We started over. February is a new year for us. That's what that means when I said that in my reel. It's a new year. We're starting over. All right. And so enjoy the rest of your week. Be kind to one another. Do a good deed and pay it forward. And don't forget to set your alarms so that we know to meet right back here next Monday. Always remember that God loves you, I love you, and there's absolutely nothing that you can do about it. Good night, and God bless you all.